This crispy chicken is from a taco place.
This crispy chicken is from a taco place? The taco place? Taco place. It comes in a burrito, too?
From your taco place, it's also a chicken place that's also a taco place.
When I want Boise State to win, I trust Coach Rice to lead the Broncos to victory.
And when I want the best painting and garage floor coating, I trust rowpaint.com to get that job done right.
It's the fall kickoff sale at Lithia Ford of Boise. It's the best time to trade in and trade up to a new Ford truck or SUV with a room to haul your payload or playload. Visit Lithia Ford of Boise, where Ford begins in Idaho.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cards are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go!
This is Bronco Nation News Live. The best interviews, the most informed opinions, the latest breaking news, all from the top Boise State insiders. Bronco Nation News Live is the only daily show that talks nothing but Boise State sports. And we do it with you. Give us your comments or questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. Or leave us a voicemail on the Signature Roofing voice inbox at speakpipe.com/BNN. BNN Live is presented by our title sponsor, RoadPaint.com, the official paint and coatings company of Boise State Athletics, and our major sponsors, Jackson's, Taco Bell, Idaho Central Credit Union, Lithia Ford of Boise, and the Blue and Orange Store. For more coverage of Boise State athletics, check out the all-new BroncoNationNews.com, now part of the 247 Sports family. Now, here's five-time NSMA Idaho Sports Writer of the Year, BJ Rains, with another edition of Bronco Nation News Live.
Well, good morning, Bronco Nation, and welcome. Second day in a row, we are on location. We are at the all-new Jackson's on Broadway. They got the new facade out front. They got the cold drinks flowing, the fountain drinks, of course, Jay, as I've already had one here at 8:45, whatever it is in the morning, but right by Albertsons Stadium, and hopefully you guys can hear us okay. Right on cue, I see the signal go down to 1 bar, Jay, after being perfect for the last 10 minutes. So we are testing out the Starlink internet today. We'll see how it goes. I'm renting a Starlink if it works. I may purchase one moving forward here. We'll see. But, Jay, we got the band getting ready to practice. We got cars whizzing by. Just had a nice conversation with a cop. So it's a Tuesday morning in downtown Boise. How we doing?
It was awesome to see you talk your way out of that ticket. I can't believe that you were able to do that. But you threw him a pack of Jackson. I'm just kidding. That didn't happen. No, beautiful day, though. 9 days out from the season opener. The guys are now officially preparing for South Florida, and it's starting to feel like the season is officially here.
It is. He is Jay Tust, Bronco Studios. Another good episode. Was it number 3 yesterday for Bronco Studios? They're over at Boise State. You can catch him Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 4 o'clock as they continue to ramp up the Bronco Studios. And we appreciate Jay and Boise State for allowing him to continue to pop on here now and then and talk Boise State sports. But we are, Jay, you had to make the long trek over from your office. Now, if this were the olden days and you were at your house, I may have had to sweeten the pot a little more to get you down here. But you made it over today. We appreciate it. Heck, I don't even know if you've been working from home today. I don't know.
In the pot?
Well, we will. I got some trading cards for you here.
That's all I need these days.
But we are at Jackson's. We got a lot of stuff going on with Jackson's. We're going to obviously talk football, talk fall camp. Get you set as we're now 9 days away. But the reason we are at Jackson's, Jay, is they are debuting their trading cards this week. Mike Prater pulled a heck of a card on the first episode yesterday, or the Monday episode, but they're not quite in all the stores yet. My understanding is at some point this week, later in the week, today, tomorrow, they're going to start showing up in the stores, and then you can get your trading cards, $12.99, but you get I'd say about 12 cards, I believe. And Jay, if you want to roll through this it's kind of an all-star pack there. My kids put a couple packs together there, but so far, I'll help you out there. But the cards are pretty cool, stylish. There's some autograph cards mixed in there, and you're supporting Boise State, you're supporting NIL, and you're supporting Jackson's, our sponsor. So get on out to Jackson's and get these trading cards, folks.
I mean, it doesn't get any better than the 1-of-1 Cage Casey right out the top. Like that's a big-time card right there. I thought I heard you say that he pulled an autographed card yesterday, which there's a few different types of them, right? A few different inserts, but I didn't realize it was the 1-of-1. So there's only in this entire set that on it printed with Jackson sponsoring it.
Tell the people that it lessens their reason to want to go buy it.
There's only one of those, and you guys pulled it yesterday on your show. That's big time.
Now there's Matt Lauder. There's some other players.
I mean, there are some really cool inserts again this year. I thought one of the coolest ones was didn't they show off one of the trick plays on?
We actually had one Circus, so they probably have multiple ones, but I know we have Circus. I'll take those back for you, so we're not setting them right on the.
I'm gonna send them over here for me.
There you go. Hey. I don't think you're eligible now as an employee here at Boise State, but my kid, the penmanship was so good on that. My kid was trying to argue with me that was printed on. I said no.
Cage has a good one. Breezy, also sponsored by Jackson's, has a really good signature. I thought Breezy's signature might be the best.
And we will hear from Breezy and Latrell Caples a little later in the show. Another reason we heard, Jay, they officially kicked off their deal. So get the cards, but also once the season gets rolling here, the Breezy bundle is back, which I was surprised and kind of cool to hear that was Breezy's idea. They said, what do you want to do for a sponsorship? And Breezy's like, the Breezy bundle sounds pretty cool. But if Breezy Dubar gets a touchdown this year, you get a fountain drink and a hot dog for $1. I believe that's on the Tuesdays after the game. And then if Latrell Caples, that's new this year, Latrell Caples scores, Jackson's pours, you get a 49-cent large fountain drink when Latrell Caples scores. And he told us yesterday, Jay, get ready to be pouring a lot of fountain drinks over there, Jackson.
Yeah, that sounds awesome. It's cool to see these partnerships really take off. And I think the fun thing talking with Latrell yesterday is that, the way that he's going about it is kind of like he's like business-like. I mean, he's networking, he's making connections, and I think that in the short term, people see NIL as the opportunity to just get paid immediately. But you can tell that Latrell's a guy that is making sure that he's going to take care of himself even after football or after his playing days at Boise State. It's cool to see him really embrace the business side, I would say, of NIL.
Yeah, and speaking of that, we also are here to announce or remind folks, I guess, the debut episode tonight, Jay, of the Riley and Ridge show. We got a new intro. We got new graphics. We're going to be back on the patio at the James, weather permitting. Did see it's low 90s today, so we may take it inside. We'll see. But come on down, hang out with us. We'll probably be outside. Those guys prefer outside. And we'll be at the James, 8 o'clock tonight. And the cool part of this is, Jay, also through Jackson's, thanks to Jackson's, and thanks to NIL and Boise State, we're going to have some current players throughout the season make their way over and sit down live on the Riley and Ridge show. So it's been a lot of former players in the past. They'll still mix in former players, but it's going to be current players. And kicking it off tonight, we figured it only made sense with a tight end and a tight ends coach, Matt Lauder and Matt Wagner. Both guys will be live at the James tonight at 8 o'clock. So you want to come hang out tonight? You got nothing to do. Your first beverage is on BNN if you are a paying subscriber and you show us. But I would love to have you come hang out on the patio. You can listen to the show. You can meet the guys, Matt Lauder, Matt Wagner, Riley Smith, Kent Riddle, and they'll kick it off today. And then pretty much every week, not quite every week. I know next week you guys are leaving on Tuesday, so there's going to be a little different schedule. But for the most part, every Tuesday, 8 o'clock, you can now meet a current player over there, courtesy of Jackson's.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. It'll be fun to watch those guys. Obviously,
Jay, you're not that much shorter than me, but you're downhill. You're downhill here, so you need to get a little closer to the camera here.
Well, you keep inching closer.
All right, I'll try to step back. There we go.
But yeah, whatever.
Right.
We're good.
All right.
No, but it's gonna be fun to hear those guys, and Rid's like the best too. Like what he's just is such an awesome guy and has a wealth of football knowledge. So it'll be fun. And I think that, Matt Ladder had his breakout year last year. I think Matt Wagner's going to be not far behind him. I don't think they're different players. Like I don't know if Wagner's going to be a guy that's ever going to go out and necessarily, catch 50 balls in a season here at Boise State, but I'm very high on Matt Wagner. I think he can be dynamic in his own right, very physical in the run game. And, if you look at his size, he has more of that like John Bates type, like 6'5", 255, 265-pound bruiser that can also run routes and catch the football. So I'm really encouraged. I think the Boise State's got the two best tight ends in the Mountain West Conference.
Well, again, go to Jackson's, get your trading cards, be ready when they score the touchdowns for the deals, and then tonight, join us at 8 o'clock. And if you can't make it in person, it will be streaming live, free of charge on YouTube and all the different ways. That'll be tonight, 8 o'clock. YouTube channel of Bronco Nation News. You can ask your questions. We'll get those answered. And that's Riley Smith, Kent Riddle, every Tuesday at 8. It starts tonight. And then tomorrow, we kick off Ball Talk with Johnny and Sanford as well, 8 o'clock tomorrow. So you're going to get live evening programming from now throughout the season, every Tuesday, every Wednesday, 8 o'clock. I don't know how Mike Sanford's going to have time to do this show with all his different coaching now. He's coaching at Valor Christian High there, the former Christian McCaffrey's high school, I believe, a very prominent high school coach. He's now the head coach there. So but he's doing radio, he's doing podcasting, all kinds of stuff, but he assured me we're good to go. So 8 o'clock tomorrow night for Sanford and Johnny. And then this whirlwind week for me. Yesterday we were at the Hall of Fame. Jay, we saw you, by the way, opening doors for folks. I mean, you really do it all there at the Hall of Fame. Yesterday we were at the Hall of Fame. Today we're at Jackson's. Tomorrow morning I'll be, I guess, in my studio. And then Thursday and Friday, Brad Bedell will be broadcasting from Circa down in Las Vegas. It was nice at Boise State to have no media Thursday or Friday. And we're going to head down to Circa. They have got their ultimate contest weekend. So reminder, if you want to sign up, we can help you out. Reach out to me off air. We'll get you in those football contests, and going to be fun to get down to Circa for a couple of days as well. But now that Jay, it's never officially football season until you hear the band out in the parking lot taking up half the spot.
Hey, I got one more note about the trading cards here at Jackson's that I thought was kind of cool. So I was talking with Latrell yesterday on my show. So when you're done watching Riley and Rid tonight, just stay over on YouTube. Click over. You can watch yesterday's show from Bronco Studios.
Well, they already watched it live, of course.
I hope so.
Yes.
But one thing I thought Latrell included in that interview is he's telling us, I was like, is it hard for you guys to find your trading cards if you want them? Because don't you remember a couple of years ago, Mason Randolph was like
searching for his card.
He was searching for his card. So apparently the guys in the locker room have developed at least a little bit of a system where when they go out and they buy packs, they bring them back, there's end up stacks of cards in the locker room. And so if you're Latrell and maybe you get a Mason Randolph, you go put it in the locker room so Mason Randolph knows that he can go over there and have one of his football cards.
That's pretty cool.
I think it's pretty. I didn't know that. I think it's like super innocent and funny and cool. But those guys do care about getting these trading cards as well.
Yeah, and the parents do as well.
Oh, you better believe the parents do. So yeah, they help each other out in those regards. And whenever they open up a pack, if they get themselves, maybe they'll keep it. Everybody else, they'll kind of throw in the locker room and make sure that if you're Cole Miller or whoever, you have a chance to get your own trading card.
We got the Hassanin family chiming in. I believe this is Papa Hassanin. Hi, everyone. And Broncos, miss everyone. BNN Live praying for Boise State. Time to get that championship in the Mountain West and to move on even further. Tough news the other day for Ahmed with the injury. I know he was really killing it there in camp with the Lions.
Oh, man, it's heartbreaking news to see that momentum kind of halted, but if there's any human on earth that knows how to deal with adversity, it's Ahmed. He's so positive. He's got a great outlook. And unfortunately, it might just take a little bit longer than we all wanted to see him on a football field again. But, it sounds like he might be out a little while, is what Dan Campbell said. Doesn't want to say it's out for the whole season or anything like that quite yet. And just hoping and praying for Ahmed that he can get back on a football field soon, because he is – football's better when Ahmed Hassanin is on a field, because he's such an awesome character.
He says happy to see Jay Tust. So there you go. We're always happy to see. After Jay told me he was in traffic, I was happy to see him this morning as well. But,
right?
I don't know how you 9-to-5ers do it. Right? We come down here for practice sometimes, and this month of August reminds me how I never, ever want – I'd rather not work than have a job where I've got to go on the freeway and deal with traffic at 8 in the morning.
And here's the deal. Technically, school hasn't even started yet. So I'm sure it's only going to get a little worse. But yeah, I'm kind of living that life now. It takes me about 35 minutes to go 11 miles.
I'm welcoming the president of Circa. I think this is pretty much well-known public at this point, but the president of Circa's daughter is going to be a freshman at Boise State this year, thanks to Bronco Nation, thanks to all the trips they've made and stuff that we've made, and your guys' support kind of opened the door for the president of Circa to have his daughter look at Boise State. He's flying up today to move her in, so gonna have an early dinner tonight before the show with the president at Circa, David, and London. His daughter is going to be a freshman at Boise State, so that's I don't know how many states they have incoming freshmen from, but I would assume there's several of them in several countries as well. And yeah, I think I saw the banner go up. So I guess
banner's up.
Move-in day, I believe, for some is tomorrow, and I guess it's throughout the rest of the week, and then school starts on Monday.
Yeah, the banner's up. So it's the school year is here. When the Welcome to Boise State banner goes up across the university, yeah, the school year is here.
Robbie says if you do get a 9 to 5, just make it out in Caldwell, so you're going the opposite direction of traffic both ways.
That would probably be wise, but I don't think they're going to let us move the university to Caldwell, so we're just going to have to deal with it.
Oh, someone says student watching says my move-in day is tomorrow. So yeah, there you go. So the folks will be moving in the next couple of days. Appreciate you for watching, and yeah, you never know who's going to end up coming to Boise State or what trip is going to lead to what. But Jay, 9 days from the season opener, we got a ton, kind of to get into in terms of this team. And where this team is headed, and scrimmage 2. We saw your highlights out there on whatever day that was. Thursday they had scrimmage 2, and we'll be out there tomorrow to watch a little bit of practice. But been a little while since we've been out there, so I'm kind of curious to get out there tomorrow and kind of see what we see, because now the depth chart should be set, and they're not going to announce that till Saturday. But we'll see who QB2 is, and we'll see some of these battles and see who's wearing which freshmen have moved into the black scout team jerseys, or who may have a chance to make this travel roster. So a lot of decisions have been made. Some, maybe the kicking battle, are still ongoing. I don't know, but obviously 9 days away. This is that 0 week going on, and then obviously Thursday will be 1 week from kickoff, and then they'll officially kick off game week, I guess, on Saturday with the Thursday game.
Yeah, it feels like that kicking battle is going to go right down to the wire. BJ Colton Boomer, we've been told by Spencer Danielson that trying to get back healthy, really insert himself into this kicking competition and see whether it's him or Jarrett Reeser, or and even talking with Tyler Rasta last week on the show, he was saying that he feels pretty much the same way. This kicking battle is going to go right down to the wire. So I would say that's one that is, maybe internally it's been decided. I don't know, but it still feels like that's ongoing. I think the thing that for me, the biggest question about this team seems to have really big answers. And what I mean by that is, the number one question that's been asked about this football team all offseason, and we're going to continue to do it up until kickoff at in Tampa, is how does Boise State replace Ashton Genty? And when you have Ashton's one of a kind, he's special. They'll never have another player like him. I am confident in saying that. But I'm telling you, like, whether you watch practice, maybe the highlights of the scrimmage, or just listen to the guys talk. Latrell Caples, not one to sugarcoat anything, right? And yesterday he was just saying, like, this Malik Sherrod guy is, he's something special. Everybody says the same thing about, Sire Gaines, and then Dylan Riley, and then Breezy Dubar appears to be back and getting healthy again. So it's a really deep, talented running back room that I think there's a ton of competition for carries right now.
Yeah, no doubt. Sky Ship saying depth chart was announced privately to the players already by Spencer Danielson. Interesting. No, not really that interesting. That's pretty much how it works all the time. They have to get out to practice, and after that second scrimmage, they meet with every player and say where you stand, and they've got practice. They've got to have a depth chart this week for that 0 week practice. They're putting in game plan. They're putting in their offense, their defense, their schemes this week for South Florida. So there's nothing weird about that, to be honest. That happens pretty much everywhere you go, that they find out privately where they stand, and the media finds out the Monday of game week.
Yes. And that is something that Spencer Danielson is very, very adamant about and high on, that he wants to make sure that everybody in that locker room knows exactly where they stand. And he is very transparent with that communication. As BJ said, after that second scrimmage last Thursday, they followed up with one-on-one meetings on Friday. And so now all the players and the coaches are on the same page. They know what it looks like right now going into the season. Yeah, there probably is still a little bit of jockeying going on, but for the most part, that type of work is done, and now it is on to South Florida. And truly yesterday, they really did turn a significant page where you hear Latrell Caples and Breezy Dubar say, like, no, we are now finally getting to prepare for an opponent.
You're watching film,
going over it in practice. I don't know if necessarily even started to install game plan or anything like that quite yet, but all that stuff is, on the horizon if it hasn't already even arrived yet. And that's just an exciting thing, I would assume, if you're a player. I mean, back in the high school days for me, which was only a million years ago, but it's just how I would relate to this. The moment you got to actually dive into preparing for an opponent, like, it rejuvenated you, after the dog days and the grind of what was 2-a-days back in the day and summer workouts.
Shout out Bear Bachmeier, officially named the starting quarterback at BYU.
How about that, man? Bear Bachmeier, wow. Goes and wins that starting gig. That was obviously kind of an interesting situation regarding their quarterback position, I guess you would say, during this season. And either way, Bear Bachmeier, number 47 for BYU.
How about that?
Lining it up.
How about that? Folks are asking for a special teams update. I have another kind of burning question for Jay Tust that I will get to in a second here as well. But first, Jay, do want to thank a couple of our great sponsors that make this show possible here. And that starts with our title sponsor, rowpaint.com. Andy Rowe and Company. Support the sponsors, folks. That's our title sponsor, Andy Rowe, rowpaint.com. All your painting needs, hit up Andy Rowe and rowpaint.com. Hey, TacoBellWorks.com. If you are looking to get into the the food industry, maybe that's your thing. Well, they got you covered. Taco Bell is hiring. TacoBellWorks.com, the SN Management Group, the Nicolason family, they are hiring and they can help you out. The food is delicious. We're going to get over there and do a broadcast here in the near future. I think maybe the week of that home opener. Taco Bell, TacoBellWorks.com. We mentioned being here at Jackson's. The trading cards, they are available. Make sure you get them. $12.99 while supplies last. They're starting out $3 per household per transaction. So you make sure you keep that in mind, but you can visit various Jackson's locations and get those. And that is at Jackson's and Extra Mile by Jackson's. Hey, we had fun at the Blue and Orange store yesterday. Countdown to kickoff is on. You can get your football gear, get ready for the season. Jay, I believe, is it blue is the color to wear for the first game? If you're going down to Tampa, I believe I saw that it was blue. I hope that's right. Someone can correct me in the chat there. When all else fails, just go blue, right?
If it's right, we'll give you credit. If it's wrong, we'll blame you.
Yes, but I believe blue is the official color. But they've got some new styles. By the way,
they got every hat in the world over at the Blue and Orange. I
didn't believe him when he said it. He said, "Oh, there's almost 4,000 hats on that wall." I did not believe him. We went and counted after. Yeah. I saw Mike Prater, me and Travis all counting one by one after the show. Yeah. 19 rows across. Yep. I believe it's 20 rows down or 19 rows down. There is literally about 3,500 hats on that wall in the Blue and Orange store.
I'm telling you, they have. I don't even know how if you could dream up another design or combination on a hat. I feel like T-Hawks and company have basically figured them all out. Yeah, I think they have. I just walk in every day just thinking, I'm like, oh man, which hat is the coolest one over there? Because that's a debate, man. There's a lot of cool ones. I actually really like the one you got on screen here too.
Yeah, as I change it right away. But that was the cool script logo. So check out the
Blue
and Orange store.
And look for it at the Blue and Orange store.
Blue and Orange store.com. I believe it opens at 10 a.m. today. Hey, speaking of Latrell Caples, he's everywhere now. Lithia Ford of Boise is also a NIL supporter of Latrell Caples. So make sure you get Lithia Ford of Boise and Jim Sturk and Company, the sponsor of Bronco Studios there. So they're helping out Jay as well. Lithia Ford of Boise, lithiafordboise.com. Make that next car or truck purchase today from our friends at Lithia Ford of Boise. And we'll thank Matt Bauscher as well. Bauscher Real Estate, #1 ranked realtor in the Treasure Valley is Matt Bauscher and Bauscher Real Estate. Check them out online, bauscherrealestate.com. And we bought and sold our home using Matt and his team. They did a tremendous job, so we appreciate them. And speaking of Latrell, I think he might even be part of the ICCU team as well. They have Maddox Madsen, Cage Casey. They're supposed supposed to give me some new graphics. I don't have those yet, but ICCU, go support them, the official bank of BNN. I know they're back with Learfield. They got some stuff going on. I've seen their logo on some of your guys' press conference videos and stuff, so shout out ICCU as well.
Yeah.
And there's some guys giving us crap over there watching.
Shelby and the crew. Hey, that's a Mario McCoy
driving his Bronco. Driving his Ford Bronco. Right there. Yeah, they got their phone out. I'm sure they're streaming us, so I'm sure that's what they got going on over there. But shout out to Marion McCoy. Was that Irby, or I didn't see who else? Banks, maybe? I didn't know. They always kind of stick together. They just had the sly look there as they kind of.
Another guy benefiting from an NIL deal here at Boise State. Cool to see that continue to take off. And there's something about it when the guys are driving, like not only the Bronco, but the blue Bronco. I don't know. I just
that is a pretty slick looking vehicle.
It's a pretty sweet setup in my opinion.
That's a really nice looking vehicle.
McCoy, you never look better, buddy.
Yes.
Driving down Broadway or whatever in your.
Somebody told us to stand still. We're giving him motion sickness. We're not even on a flat. We're on a hill here, kind of. It's not exactly ideal.
I feel like I'm trying to elevate, so I'm back on like level playing field with the Rainmaker.
I'll back up, I guess, a little bit.
It's all good. It's all good.
We'll do what we can. It's hard for us to. We're excited for football season, man. It's 9 days away.
Yeah, 9 days away. 9 days away. All this long off season comes to an end very soon. There's nothing like jumping.
We were talking
on the plane.
ICCU though, real quick.
Oh yeah, real quick. ICCU.
I got to support the sponsors.
No, just because Shelby and the crew over there at ICCU are unbelievable. They went from working with one Boise State athlete last year in Tyson Dagenhart,
which was a big deal to kind of push through that and get that first one done. Yeah,
I believe they're up to 7 now. It's at least 6. It might be 7. And I mean, think about that, 1 to 7. That's a huge jump. And they're also really tight. Again, they've upped their level of sponsorship. They're now in with BSP, so they can use the blue and do certain things like that, which I know they've kind of put together their own marketing around some of those guys using the blue. It's pretty cool.
Now, maybe this is a question for Friday, for even Tuesday before you get on the plane next week. But Michael Callahan was telling us a story about when they went to last year, the first game over to Georgia to play Georgia Southern in the first game, and they're flying over, and it was Cage. He was so happy this year as a senior. He got a exit row seat, a little extra room. Cage Casey was in the window. He was on the aisle. They're getting ready to leave. He thought it was going to be great, and then this old freshman Sire Gaines comes and takes the middle seat right between them. And of all the freshmen, Sire Gaines, that was not the worst one to have sitting next to you. But he talked about on the way back how he talked to him and didn't even care about the seating arrangement because it was just such a on a 4-hour flight you get to know some teammates pretty well. But do we have the Jay Tust seating arrangement yet?
No, I think.
Are you next to Spencer or JD?
I think they're just giving me a seat on the wing, so that's what I would assume. Just hold on, Jay. So I don't even know if I've earned my way on yet.
Come on now.
Make sure
they usually give the linemen the first class seats up in the front, but one of those was reserved for as part of your deal. I heard to get you over there, but
I did not hear that. I hope. I think the seat on the wing is more likely, but we'll see.
We've talked some special teams. There's a couple of questions on here about special teams still worrying some folks.
Yeah.
The kicking battle, I do think that is one that first of all, just because of the history here, there's always been, even last year, Jonah Dalmas, amazing career, big game in the Fiesta Bowl, misses a couple of kicks. Like it never seems like you can feel just amazing about the kicking game. And obviously this year, 2 guys fighting for it. A third true freshman is kind of in there. And that's one of the areas where we haven't really been able to handicap that as much because there's some things we can't say and we're not seeing everything that happens on that. And like I said, the last week we haven't seen anything, at least I haven't. So it's hard for me to say who the leader is. I know Colton Boomer was out with a little bit of an injury, but I think kicker, certainly it's fair if you're a little worried about they may first game go, whoever it is, go 5 for 5 and say no reason to worry. But if you want to be a little concerned, I think that's fair at this point with the kicking position. The punting position, a new punter, I'm not quite as worried about that just because punting is punting, in my opinion, and he had good enough stats at Weber State that you feel fine if he just does that again. But, that's another, again, bigger stage, bigger lights, a little bit of unknown there. We feel pretty good about Malik Sherrod, I think, in the return game. But, I mean, last year, Jay,
I go better than
the
that.
numbers were not the numbers were not good last year just overall in special teams. I mean, Stacey Collins, we talked about it numerous times, but the special teams – by the numbers, were not great last year. Not a lot of explosive plays in the return game. Missed tackles, gave up some big plays, in the return game on the other side. So special teams, I'm not saying there's pressure on Stacey Collins. He's going to lose his job or whatever if they don't have improved play. But you're looking for areas where this team can get better. Special teams is certainly one of them.
Well, that's one of those areas, too, where I think that you could certainly identify as a spot they could get better than they did last year. And as the conversation continues about how you replace a guy like Ashton, who had unbelievable production. In a way, that's an area where you can help fill the gap, whether it be flipping field position, kicking field goals, whatever it might be. Because I think that one thing, a big storyline for me going into this season is ultimately red zone efficiency. And last year, with what they were able to do behind number 2, they didn't kick a lot of field goals. They scored a lot of touchdowns. And you have to figure that, I mean, maybe not, but I think that success rate, which was, crazy high with Ashton, probably at least comes back to earth a little bit. And so it's going to be important if you get inside the red zone to make sure you come away with points one way or another, whether that be 6 or 3. And I think that this situation, it hopefully allows maybe some members of Bronco Nation to just take a step back and realize how good it was these last few years. Because, again, for 98% of his career, anytime Jonah Dalmas ran out there, and I don't care what the yardage was, whenever he ran out there, you thought, put 3 on the board. And for most of his career, the results were there. And now we kind of go back into a little bit of that limbo of who's going to be the guy. Will they find that consistency? Will they find that success? And maybe they have it in that locker room. They might, BJ, but I hope that maybe at least a little bit of the uncertainty as we experience some turnover allows you maybe to appreciate what was there these last few years.
But you mentioned Sherrod. Exciting, and the return game's in good hands.
It's in great hands, man. Honestly, I think that's an area where Boise State can be much more dynamic this year. I think that Dylan Riley, we saw glimpses of him last year as a returner. I think that's an area where he's going to contribute.
Quentin Brown, we've heard him back there some.
They all of a sudden have some options. Like, I feels like in years past, it's like, oh, who can do this?
Cam Bates.
Who can do this? And now all of a sudden you really feel like, I mean, we've now listed 4 people that I would just be like, oh yeah,
we haven't mentioned Latrell Caples yet either.
And we've heard a number of coaches say he's going to be an impact on special teams, right? So, I mean, there's a number of guys you can all of a sudden put back there now where you're like, oh, they have somebody that you feel legitimately could change the game on special teams. And I don't feel like that's necessarily been the case these last few years when they have tried to emphasize developing more explosive plays in the return game. I mean, it was a couple of years ago, BJ, on punt specifically, they hardly even attempted any returns.
Yeah. It was just fair catch.
Yeah. That
was the year they brought him in. That's one of the reasons they brought in Stacey Collins.
Yep.
Well, like I said, pressure's not the right word, but there is some the special teams. I mean, I know Ty Benefield wants to tell us stats are for losers or whatever, but I mean, there were some areas where they were not good on special teams last year, and the numbers did back that up. Tackling was one area on special teams, which also bleeds into the defense. Tackling, Jay, big plays on defense and lack of turnovers. What's one area you feel super confident in on the defense that's going to be much better this year?
Oh, good one. Man, I might be putting myself in a tough spot here because usually it feels like it takes, if not a couple of quarters, at least a game for, really to get that tackling speed down. But it just feels like the coaches are a little bit more confident where they're at in those regards this year as fall camp has progressed. And even talking with Spencer for a brief moment after scrimmage number 2, he said that could they still get better? Absolutely when it comes to tackling. But he liked the jump that he saw from scrimmage 1 to scrimmage 2 when it came to that.
Tackling, and they've done more tackling live.
Yeah.
They've done some more drills and things. You mentioned the viral video. Come on, give credit to where the viral video went on the Bronco Studios show there. Come on, man.
What viral video?
Of the tackle from Arthur DeBocci. Come on. I was waiting for it, and then it was like, oh, come on.
Oh, I just saw it. I honestly just saw it on. Somebody ripped you off on Instagram.
They probably did because I was the only one down there that got that. That's all right.
Okay,
all right. But that helped me make like $12 on YouTube or whatever because it did go. It did go viral. It was it did go viral. And the full video has gone viral as well because a lot of people don't understand the drill, and there's a lot of. I don't even know if missed tackle is the right word, but the offense has the advantage in those drills, as you know.
Yeah.
And so I think a lot of fans were putting too much emphasis on, our tackling is terrible based on that drill. Well, no, their tackling is it's a tough. That's a offensive-driven drill, I guess.
Yes.
And I'm kidding, but Arthur DeBocci did have a great hit in that drill.
And he had a massive one in the scrimmage, too.
But you wouldn't have seen a hit like that in recent fall camps, like in just a one-on-one tackling drill. Even the quote-unquote tackling drills, they weren't just lowering their shoulder and laying guys out. I think the intensity in some of these drills, and the tackling in particular, is something that you're right. First game, that's tough to do, but with this quarterback, and we're going to dive into it later this week and next week, this offense, you're going to need to be a good tackling team right out of the gate.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one. And yeah, as long as you brought up Arthur DeBocci, I don't know how exactly he fits in with this team, but he's a young guy that certainly has caught my attention a couple of times this season or this preseason, and different but similar in the sense of mentality. Like, has a little bit of that Alexander Tubner in him. Like, DeBocci's not like he's well put together. He's not the biggest dude, but clearly just a little bit of reckless with his body, which that's what Tubes was known for, a guy that was playing down in the box as a linebacker at 200 pounds, had no problem, putting his nose in the mix or whatever. So DeBocci's got a little bit of that to him, which I think is awesome.
Let's stay in the second. Let's go to the secondary. Stay there in terms of the defense. Somebody says no face guarding this year by the DBs. Somebody else says cornerbacks will be much better than from the start. Another guy, Demario Warren, he's a guy that has, come in here and face some criticism from fans the last couple of years, where maybe the numbers haven't quite been where folks would want to see them from a defensive back standpoint. But you bring back, all your corners, or at least your starters, in terms of Amarion McCoy, who we just saw drive by in his Ford Bronco, Jeremiah Irby. You have Devon Banks back, and then you have two of your main safeties back as well in Zion Washington and Ty Benefield. You lose Tubner, you lose Robinson, you lose Oladipo. I get that, but in terms of a good core of your back seven or back five, whatever you want, six dime package, however you want to say it. Marco being back, if you want to try to throw him into the back seven, but. What I'm saying is, like, there are a lot of the key guys back from last year, same coaches back from last year. Some fans are like, why should we expect it to be better this year? What do you make? I know they brought in obviously some transfers to push for time as well. But whether it's more turnovers, which Amarion McCoy says he dropped like 7 interceptions last year, and the numbers do kind of back that up a little bit. I think it was 3 or 4. What was number 2 in the nation, I believe, for corners and pass breakups. So those numbers should revert to a few more interceptions, hopefully. But just what have you seen? Guys you've talked to? Why should fans be resting a little easier that the corners and safeties, and then the pass defense and the turnovers and not giving up big plays and turning on some of those deep balls to look for the ball? Why is that all going to be different this year?
It's real quick. I'm just kind of giggling because I saw somebody on social media, and basically we're talking about Amarion, and maybe he didn't get tested a lot last year. Before I could reply, your boy Nathan Carroll was like, actually, he was thrown at more than any other cornerback in the country last year. So, I mean, Amarion took a ton of work last year, and so when you see some of the numbers, I mean, that's why the guy had a lot of work thrown his way. So I'm excited. I think Amarion's going to have a good year, man. I do. I feel pretty good about those cornerbacks. I think you saw how Jeremiah Irby came along as the year progressed. And real quick on Amarion, too. I mean, there were certain games, Ricky White, UNLV. I mean, Amarion, I know that there were other guys that played a factor in this too, but like it was largely Amarion that almost erased an NFL caliber wide receiver twice in arguably Boise State's 2 biggest conference games last year, whether it be the championship or down there at UNLV. And so I think, if he finds that consistency, if Jeremiah finds that comfort that he found midway through the season and can sustain that over the course of a 14, 15, 16 game schedule, we'll see how long it goes. But if he can do that, I really like what I've seen out of Franklin Johnson Jr. for the second straight fall camp. And it seems like he's kind of, fighting to be that backup again right now. So I don't know. I just feel, I feel positive about that group. And I do also think another thing that's really important to acknowledge about the cornerbacks, BJ, is that, yes, they give up some plays, but Boise State blitzes a lot. Those guys are put on the island by themselves quite a bit in this defense. And, it goes back, pick your poison, right? And so I think it also shows how much confidence they have in those cornerbacks to continue to put them in those situations. But I think that's a group that's going to grow even more this season, and I'm excited to see how they do against South Florida.
Well, let's quickly get to a thought on the offense, and then we'll let you go, and we're going to hear from the Jacksons guys themselves, Breezy. It took me about 3 minutes yesterday to fully realize, they're bringing Breezy and Latrell today because they're both the 2 Jacksons guys. That makes sense. I don't know why it didn't hit me right, because I requested Breezy anyway, And we got Breezy, and it's like, oh, Latrell, that's good. And then next thing you know, it's like, oh, no wonder they're announcing the cards today. So
Jabril's up because he was a top 30 under 30, right?
What company voted for him on
I don't know which one was that.
It was 247 Sports. So yeah, we'll take a little.
Right there.
I did not.
Put Jabril Frazier's
I would have
logo
voted for him, but I didn't have a vote in that. But our company was the one, that put that. So hopefully we get some maybe.
It's actually just cool to be able to talk about Jackson's and other sponsors and awesome, backers of Bronco athletics right now.
Dude, even 3 to 5.
I couldn't really do that at once upon a time in my career, but being on this side of it, I can, and it's just fun to work with them, acknowledge them because they do a lot for Boise State athletics.
Yeah, that our back a million years ago when we did a radio show at what was then ESPN Boise. I was stuck talking about every Meridian Dairy Days fair and every lawn care company and everything else because Jay just said over there, but. We made it work. It's worked out okay for both of us, I think. Yes.
Now I can give Jackson's a shout out.
Yes, there you go. Love it. How many times a day? I mean, that'd be scary for me. I'd walk over here a couple times a day if I worked over at Boise State.
It's a popular stop for me. I'll say that. That and Albertsons right.
And on your way out here, if you do want to get a coffee on BNN, you can go in there and get a coffee on your way out if you need one. I got 2 more minutes out of you. I got it's only 9:44 and you were a minute late. So, what I wasn't ready to start actually either. So it was actually, I'm kidding. It was my fault. But the offense, we pulled out a card of Max Cutforth yesterday when we were opening our pack, and I asked Prater, is this QB2? And he said he believes on Saturday we're going to get the or on the depth chart for QB2. I don't know. I mean, I could see that. I don't know, but I mean, there's no question with Maddox Madsen, but I do think there's a little intrigue there. If something were to happen to him, that QB2 spot.
In the spirit of Michael Forrest Prater, as our good friend Johnny Ballgame Mallory calls him, I don't think I can agree with him. We just got to be a little contradictory.
Well, you've probably seen the depth chart already.
I have not seen the depth chart. I promise you. I just think that maybe, I don't know, man. I probably a safe bet to make that it probably will have an or. It feels like Max has asserted himself as that number 2 QB.
Which, by the way, shout out Max Cutforth if that is the case, and we'll find out on Saturday. It comes in as a walk-on, a local kid from
Skyview High School, and I covered him in high school. He was a baller at Skyview, but he also didn't have like a ton of help around him for the most part at Skyview. But he took them into the playoffs. They had a great coach, Dave Young. The fun program, but Max put that team on his back more often than not late in his career in high school. So it is. I'm right there with you, BJ. It's always a great story to have a kid out of a local high school make it to Boise State. And in his case, he walked on, and now he's a scholarship guy. It's funny because I see you guys open the Cage Casey 1-of-1 card, which is cool. I think that my pack was cooler just because what I drew is I got Ben Ford, Cole Miller.
Oh, you had the Idaho pack.
Max Cutforth. Right. I had like the guys that I covered in high school, the Idaho high school packs. So, I don't know if that's as coveted for some people out there, but I enjoyed it.
Okay, well, we'll find out, I guess, tomorrow at practice, at least kind of who's doing some drills, or we'll find out officially what we can probably announce on Saturday when the first depth chart does come out. But overall, I think, you're hoping, knock on wood, nothing against those guys. You don't hope to see a ton of them unless it's, late in the fourth quarter in a lot of these games.
Yep, nope, you're exactly the case. Hopefully, only time you see the guys deep down the depth chart is when Boise State has a comfortable lead.
I know the O-line has had some guys in and out. The receiving we've talked a lot about, but it seems like Chris Marshall's finally, we're past that stage to this point, hopefully, where he's legit. We've mentioned.
Literally all we said about Chris Marshall is, can he sustain it? Can he do it every day? And I got to tell you, so far, have you seen him miss a practice yet?
I have not. Like I said, we haven't been to one in a week, so I don't know. I can't say that.
But I'm telling you, there were a number of we didn't go to every practice last preseason, and we still saw him out a number of times.
And I've only seen him maybe not catch 2 balls thrown his way.
It feels like he has turned the corner. And if he indeed has, I'm telling you, he has a chance to be a first-team All-Mountain West player.
Okay, so wide receiver, you have Chris, you have Latrell. We saw Quentin Brown come on. We've heard the good things about Ben Ford, some of these other guys. Tight ends, you feel really good about your group there. I mentioned the O-line. You're hoping some of the guys that Spencer said were banged up a little bit are back. Running back, now that Breezy's back in the fold, you feel pretty good about that. I mean, I guess just a general offensive thought, any positives from camp, anything you're still a little concerned about or questions, or overall, I mean, it's crazy. You lose Dirk Cutter, a Hall of Fame type OC, a former NFL head coach. You lose one of the greatest running backs in the history of college football, Ashton Genty. And there's optimism at this, and you lose Prince Strawn and Cam Camper and Austin Bolt at receiver. You lose a lineman who's now with the LA Rams, kicking butt there. I mean, they lost some key guys, but it's just crazy. You look at this offense, and there's real reason to believe that numbers-wise, stats-wise, points per game-wise could be just as good, if not better, this year.
It sounds crazy, but I just think you're going to see, there was one guy that had 2,601 rushing yards last year. I still think they could probably hit the team total or at least come close to it. It's just going to be divvied up. They're going to accomplish the mission in a different way. And I think that there's plenty to be excited about this team. I can't wait to see Maddox Matson's growth and for him to really take over, in his second full year as a starter, as the junior quarterback with still another year of eligibility. I mean, this is a huge year for Maddox in the sense that, not to put too much pressure on the situation here, He's 13-2 as a starter. He makes another run like that this year, and you can't not put his name in the conversation of some of the greats that have ever played here again. I mean, if he takes him to the college football playoff again this year, like you can't. I'm sorry, you can disagree with me, but you can't not put him in the discussion of that because guess what? Winning is ultimately what matters, and if he can lead this team back to a stage like that, would be massive.
And I know in the first round of the playoff, it potentially could be a road game, but I mean, I don't think anybody, no BSU quarterback's gone to 2 quote unquote BCS bowl games, right?
No.
I mean, it didn't overlap with Kellen. He was there for the one Fiesta Bowls and
Jared Szymanski, Kellen Moore, and Grant Hedrick.
Yeah. So and certainly no one's been to 2 playoffs. Nobody had been to 1 playoff. Nope. I mean, so yeah, I mean, he was. I don't know if the list of haters is lessening of Maddox Madsen, but I don't know if those that aren't quite sold are ready to think about what the conversation might be if he has another solid year.
Oh, it'll be another season from some keyboard warriors, which whatever, that's okay. As we were told, I believe it was Chris Marshall that told us, whatever some of the haters are saying, keep doing it because. It's only made the chip on Maddox's shoulder even bigger, and he feels like he kind of thrives off that, which, I mean, proof is in the pudding. Over 3,000 yards, 23 touchdowns last year. Both those numbers led the Mountain West Conference, 13-2 all-time as a starter here at Boise State. By the way, those 2 losses, pretty explainable. One was to Oregon by 3, a top 5 team in the country. The other one was to Penn State, a team that ended up being top 5 in the country, away from Albertsons Stadium. So, I mean, those are 2 pretty understanding losses, I guess, or losses you could understand.
Jay, appreciate you for jumping on with tomorrow. Any early? I know you're knee deep already and kind of getting the show sheet ready, but any early teases to the Wednesday edition of Bronco Studios?
Gosh, I wish. It's a sprint to get the show done on a Monday. I've not. That was our first Monday show.
Okay.
So like the moment I get here, I look up and it's already 3:00.
Well, you were doing stuff at 2:30 that showed up on the show.
Yeah, it was a tight turnaround yesterday, and then now I got to prep for dinner on the Blue. So I think somewhere around 3:00 today, I'll put together a show rundown.
Are you hosting the dinner on the Blue?
Yeah.
How about that? All right.
I'm really. It's going to be like 98 degrees.
Are you going sport coat for that?
I gotta check with the boss over there. I wore my nice Boise State blue polo just in case.
Is this a Lyle Smith Society event, or this is
I think it's boosters in general.
Okay.
Yeah, I think so. So
all right.
Honestly, first one I've ever really gone to, so I'll check it out.
Nice. Looking forward to. Well, appreciate you, Jay, for coming on. I mentioned Latrell Caples. Let's see his commercial again, and let's hear from Latrell Caples. We'll keep it rolling for a little bit longer here at Jackson's by Broadway. Jay Tust, Bronco Studios. Make sure you check them out on YouTube if you don't already. And Jackson's now has some what do you call them? Actors, I guess you can say, with Latrell Caples and Breezy Dubar having to learn some lines.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cards are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go! I'm blaming it all on him.
What was it like to get to be a part of something like that?
It was fun being able to be behind the scenes and working through stuff like that. It was just fun, and it's a blessing to be able to be a part of like a group with Jackson's because they give back to us just like we give back to them. So being able to endorse them is great.
And you score a touchdown, they get cheap drinks, right?
They get 49-cent fountain drinks on Mondays. So be ready to get a lot of fountain drinks for 49 cents.
What do you think of the trading cards too?
They're great. Being able to like collect those as a kid, I used to always want to collect them, but my parents never got me into stuff like that, so I wasn't able to see a lot of cards. But being able to have my own and collecting them all over the years is great. I got like 4 of them, so being able to just give it to like parents and friends and seeing how they collect them is fun.
Which card of the four is the best?
Ooh, probably the most recent one. You got to go get those at Jackson's.
Is that kind of a cool? I mean, we've had some cool moments, probably a couple years ago when we saw the very first one. Was that one of those kind of moments that was like pretty cool for you?
Yeah, I was like, my first one was actually my first touchdown, so it was a great picture and being able to have that over the years.
What's just like to get more involved in this stuff? Trill, I mean, like when you came in, obviously you were young. NIL probably didn't really exist actually when you came in. So to see it kind of evolve and to see, like, I don't know, your partnerships have grown, especially this last year. What's that like?
Oh, it's great. First of all, to be able to, endorse stuff like this and now be able to get some benefits from like what you've been doing as a college athlete. Because like you said, when I first got here, it wasn't like that. It was just work, get your stipend, pay your rent, fend for yourself. But now it's different, being able to work with different companies and build your profile basically and connect and network with so many new people. I mean, it's just a blessing, honestly.
How's ball going?
Oh, ball's great. We first day of prep for USF, so it's a lot of stuff we see on film that we may or may not see in game, but we're working a lot of things. And we had another Inferno today, so it was great being able to see who's going to break and who's going to maintain the course, because it's in there, it's different. Like, it's no sun, it's no air, so just trying to get us prepared for the weather out there. And a lot of guys went through it and was working hard. So, I mean, we're looking good and we're on the right trajectory right now.
You go through like 3 weeks of the grind with fall camp, and now you get to do this. How much is this kind of like almost, refreshing things or whatever, especially for guys been here, for a few years now?
I mean, honestly, it's all the same. It's just work. You might say not fall camp, still feel like it. We working every day. We're still coming up here to meetings. So just being able to be in this process now after waiting all these months, spring and all that, it's like football's here, but it's not here. But now it's 10 days away, so it's really fun to be able to work every day and just have fun with the guys on the field.
As you get to this point of the season, and now you've been through a lot of them, just how much does the excitement ramp up as you get closer and closer to that first game?
It's a lot of excitement. It's more so being able to finally have a back-to-back season for me. So being out there and, getting another year under my belt right after having a year under my belt, it's the excitement level is through the roof, because it's just football is back. Like, it's finally back. So being able to just work and know that it's like you're finna play someone else other than your team every day is great.
What's the biggest thing about back seasons? Just having another chance this year. What's it mean to you? How are you hoping to build off what you did last year?
Just being able to do whatever the team needs me to do to win. Hopefully, you want to see more targets. Of course, as a receiver, that's my job to catch the ball. So just being able to be there, have my eye focused every time the ball comes my way to make a play. So that's just what I'm looking forward to the most.
What's the biggest thing that's different about preparing for a first game than second or through 14?
First game is different because when you watch film, you're watching film off what they did last year. And luckily they have a lot of the same coaches, so scheme is scheme. Hopefully they keep the same scheme, because that's what we're watching. But if they don't, we'll adjust. So just being able to be out there and play around and just know what you may or may not see, it's great, because you're getting ready to play someone else.
Does that make it seem a little more real too, finally getting to start talking about an opponent and watch actual film?
Oh yeah, for sure. It makes it feel more real. Like, you're just in there, you're looking over the other guy's team, you're trying to find, weaknesses and skills from each guy, each person. So just being able to like finally get into the chess game of it, like watching film, it's like, tendencies and this and that. So it's just great to be back in the flow of things.
This will be the fourth NFL stadium you guys have played in the last couple of years here. What's it mean for you as a guy that hopes to have a future someday playing on Sundays, to get another chance to play in the Tampa Bay Buccaneers Stadium?
Oh, it's good. I mean, field is field. We're gonna mess up the grass regardless. So wherever we play, we're gonna play. I don't care where they put the ball down, honestly. But being able to be in a NFL stadium is great. You get to see the scenery, kind of see what you might run into when you get to the next level. So it's just great, a blessing.
These Inferno practices, you being a Texas kid, how well do they replicate the humidity?
Oh, the humidity is perfect. The sunlight is what's the problem, because the sun is going to be way like beaming on you as the humidity. So I feel like we over-exaggerate the humidity, honestly, but it's good. I mean, being from Texas, I'm used to it. I'm never folding out there. It's just like another day out there, just running around, running routes. So it's fun to be able to get in the Inferno and work stuff like that, because we need to, because we don't get that type of weather here in Boise.
We've been asking a lot about Chris Marshall, but it just seems like every day continues to stack more days and stuff. I mean, is he how being this close to the season and see the camp he's put together. I mean, how exciting has that been?
Oh, it's great. Finally being able to see him consistently dominate on a level that we needed him to, because if we had that last year, it would have been, who knows where the sky was the limit. But now the sky's really the limit for Chris. He just continues to work every day, and he's on a consistent path. But everybody needs something to work on, so we're just going to continue to work, and hopefully the season's great for all of us.
What do you like about the wide receiver room? I know there's been, outside the program, there's been a lot of people saying, questioning what it's going to be. What do you like about it, though?
I like everybody is determined and on the drive. We notice all that stuff outside. Like, we know people don't believe in us, so everybody comes in here every day with a chip on their shoulder, whether they start or they don't, or scout or don't. Everybody comes to want to learn more and get better every day. So that's what I'm most excited about. We got a lot of talented guys in that room. So, I mean, what the outside people say is what they say, but, I mean, we got a game in 10 days, so we'll see.
Hey, Ridley's Family Markets. I want to thank them for their support of Bronco Nation News. Check out Ridley's Family Markets, shopridleys.com. You can check them out. Locations across the Treasure Valley, Magic Valley, surrounding states. Ridley's Family Markets. Check them out at shopridleys.com. Hey, you looking to get into the trucking industry? How about transportation compliance service? TCS. Transcomservice.com can help you every step of the way as you get into the trucking industry. If you're looking for a new job, highly recommend a career in the trucking industry, transportation compliance service. And we want to hear from you guys. Leave us some voicemails. The Signature Roofing voice inbox, speakpipe.com/BNN. Speakpipe.com/BNN is the Signature Roofing voice inbox. You can leave us a voicemail. We'll play that on an upcoming BNN broadcast, and definitely want that for the pregame and the post-game shows. Our post-game shows sponsored by Jackson. So Signature Roofing, covering our community for more than 2 decades. Whether it's a re-roof, a repair, an estimate, or an inspection, check them out online at mysignatureroofing.com. Hey, I mentioned we're heading down to Circa. Brad Bedell and I flying down tomorrow. If you still time to get in, if you want to get in the Ultimate Contest weekend, you can join us last minute. We got half off your room. You get all kinds of open bar, pool party, happy hour, all kinds of free food and drinks down there. But if you can't make it down, we can help sign you up. Just reach out and we'll get you signed up for their football contest. $21 million in guaranteed prizes, 15 in the Survivor, 6 in the Millions. We can get you signed up. I've already got 4 or 5 people I'm signing up. And looking forward to that. It's going to be a lot of fun couple days. Our shows on Thursday and Friday will be live from Circa Resort and Casino. Brad Bedell and I going to have a lot of fun. Derek Stevens going to join us, some other guests. And again, Thursday and Friday, live broadcast from Radio Row at Circa Resort and Casino as we get set for the Week 0 football games this week. And there are some Week 0 games. We are excited for Week 0. And you've obviously got... there I am. Boise State watching, Fresno State play. And somebody said I'm screaming into the mic, so I'll turn my mic down a little bit. There we go. Sorry about that. Making sure you can hear me. We're outside. There's cars driving by. There's the Blue Thunder marching band playing, so making sure you can hear me. So sorry if it was a little loud there, but appreciate all of our sponsors that make the show possible. And I know some of you don't love the business model and all these commercial breaks, but it's no different than listening to the radio or whatever else. And it's the only way we can make this show free of charge is to support our sponsors and give them the love that they deserve. And we appreciate all of you guys that stick with that. And hopefully, more importantly, you support the sponsors. Get on out to Lithia or ICCU or Taco Bell or Circa or the Blue and Orange Store, Jackson's. Get out there and support the sponsors and Boucher Real Estate and Signature Roofing and Snake River Pool and Spa and all of our great sponsors. So make sure you support them all and purchase these trading cards from Jackson's and things like that and help support the sponsors so you can keep seeing free shows like this on YouTube and other channels. So appreciate all of you that have. And we're going down to Florida. We're going to have a live pregame show, live postgame show, every football and basketball road and home game. So you're not going to find stuff like that at most of the other outlets, so where you're getting a live pregame show, a live postgame show, and you're getting coverage at home and on the road. So support us if you can, and appreciate you for those of you that do go to Jackson's and do support the sponsors. And more importantly, tell the sponsors, tell them it works, that that you appreciate them advertising on BNN, because that does matter in terms of them wanting to continue their sponsorships and things. So please keep that in mind. We're not going to hear the whole interview. I just want to hear about 2 minutes of Breezy Dubar. Breezy Dubar meeting with the media yesterday about his deal with Jackson's, acting now in commercials and things. Let's just hear 90 seconds or so of Breezy Dubar here on Bronco Nation News.
Oh, right. He was forgetting his lines, so.
What was that experience like, getting to go out there and be in a commercial?
I mean, it's a dream come true. Last year I did it with Ahmed, so it was pretty nice just going out there with Trell, having fun, giggling, like it's like going over our lines, messing up, just having fun out there.
What's that mean for that? You know, last year you obviously were battling some injuries, and I think you got one, I think, last year. But just for them to stick with you and do the promotion again this year, what's that mean to you?
I mean, that's just love. Shout out Jesse. I see him over there. My dog. I just appreciate them for like taking me back in and running it back.
Do you volunteer to do that? Do they pick you? How do they kind of figure out which athletes to do that with?
I don't know. I'm assuming it's because of my nickname or something like that. But yeah, it's a nice experience.
When you first heard Breezy Bundle, I mean, that kind of has a nice ring to it. What'd you think?
So like first we were in the room. It was me, Ahmed. No, it was me, Ahmed, and Jesse. And then we were just like talking about like what ideas like we could have like made up and all that. And then Breezy Bundle just came to my mind, and so just took off after that.
Oh, it was your idea then?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You hope to give away a lot of those this
year?
year?
Yeah, a lot.
How are things coming along? Obviously, you're a little slow getting back out there and trying to work your way up the depth chart.
Yeah, I mean, it's just it sucks getting like hurt the first day of fall camp. You know, like just working hard all spring, winter, summer, and then it's like first day of fall camp. Like it sucks to get hurt, but you know, I just got to keep a positive attitude coming in and like put my head down and working, because I know like it's a lot of guys in the running back room. Like you got Sai, you got Leek's a phenomenal leader in our room. Like really like the offense like really just works like with him in it. Like he's a dog. He's fast. He's quick. He's a fast learner. He picks up things like pretty fast. And yeah, and then Sai coming back. You know, Sai was hurt. Sai got hurt last year, and then he came back. He worked his tail off, just in the training room grinding, and he came back. He's just like doing amazing things. And then we got Dylan Riley, the speedster right there. Last year, you know, he was young, so he ain't really like know the playbook like that. But like this year, he's like showed a lot of growth and improvement. So I'm proud of him because of that.
Well, there he is, Breezy Dubar. And again, you can watch the full interview with Breezy on the Bronco Nation News YouTube channel. Don't forget, Jackson's. Get on out and get your trading cards. They got some really cool deals. They should be in the Jackson stores starting today, tomorrow, later this week, early next week. They'll start showing up. You can get your trading cards at Jackson's. But super excited for tonight. Hope you will join us. Riley and Ridge Show is back, season 2. And the cool one about this is we're going to be able to have current players join us live on location. So we're kicking it off with Matt Lauder and Matt Wagner, 2 tight ends. Matt Lauder, Matt Wagner, both will be live at the James Kitchen and Bar tonight. So 8 o'clock. If you can't join us, you can watch the show. 8 o'clock, you can watch the show on YouTube, Bronco Nation News YouTube channel. Get your questions in the ICCU YouTube chat. But if you got nothing going on tonight, come hang out on the patio, meet Riley Smith, meet Kent Riddle, meet Matt Lauder, meet Matt Wagner, get a picture, get an autograph, ask them a question in person. And if you are a paying subscriber of Bronco Nation News, we'll take care of your first beer tonight at or Diet Coke or whatever your choice is. We'll take care of your first beverage tonight if you are a paying subscriber of BNN. Come hang out on the patio, watch the show, get ready for football season. We are excited about the Riley and Ridge Show kicking off tonight at 8 o'clock, and that'll be on Bronco Nation News, bronconationnews.com. So we appreciate it. Folks are now saying it's too quiet, so whoever was yelling at me for yelling now screwed everybody else over because it's too quiet. So I apologize for that. So we appreciate you. That'll do it. We got trucks coming with gear, and it's loud, and there's the band playing, and there's all kinds of people driving by. So we're over an hour now. I hope the audio and the video was okay. We tested out the Starlink internet today. I don't know if there were any patches. Let me know if there were any patches that you couldn't hear us or see us. But overall, I believe that the Starlink internet was a success today. I would call that a success for day one on the Starlink internet. So we'll give it another shot tonight for Riley and Rid, and if all goes well, maybe time to invest in a Starlink moving forward here for what we got going on. So I don't think there was too many lapses. I think it went okay, and that's great to hear. So we're going to talk to Jabril Frazier in a couple hours. We'll get Jabril Frazier and that interview up on Bronco Nation News. If I mentioned Latrell Caples, also Breezy Dubar, you can go back and watch those interviews up on the YouTube channel right now. We're going to have Jabril Frazier today. Defensive coach, the edge coach, was named to the 247 Sports 30 under 30 coaching list, and you can we'll get that interview up this afternoon as well, and a lot of other great content coming, including Prediction number 4, Max Steege will lead the Broncos in sacks this year. Is that a crazy prediction? Nathan Carroll doesn't think so. Paying subscribers at Bronco Nation News can go on right now and read Nathan Carroll's article, why he believes Max Steege could lead the Broncos in sacks this year. That is his 4th bold prediction as we get set for the season next week. So thank you, guys. Thank you to Jackson's. Go support Jackson's, folks. Go get the trading cards. And, when they score the touchdowns, Breezy Dubar and Latrell Caples take advantage of those deals. And we'll see you tonight. If you can't make it, YouTube's fine. 8 o'clock, watch live. Bring your questions and comments. Or if you can make it, join us tonight right across the street over here at the James Kitchen and Bar for the Riley and Ridge Show, the debut episode of the Riley and Ridge Show for season 1. And we are excited about that. And again, Matt Lauder, Matt Wagner live at the James tonight at 8 o'clock, courtesy of our friends at Jackson's. So excited for that. Hope to see you tonight. First beverage is on BNN if you're a paying subscriber. And looking forward to tomorrow. And then getting down to Circa Resort and Casino for Thursday and Friday shows as well. Go subscribe, BroncoNationNews.com. Fall camp special is about to end, but it's still going. Just $5 a month gets you a full year of coverage at BroncoNationNews.com. And you're going to need that subscription tomorrow night. I'm trying to let you know, tomorrow night, if you want to watch Ball Talk, Johnny and Sanford, tomorrow night, Ball Talk. That is subscriber only this year. You have to be a paying subscriber. You'll get a private YouTube link in the VIP message boards. If you're a paying subscriber, tomorrow afternoon, go on to the VIP message boards and get your private link. And we ask you to not share that, please, with folks that are not subscribers. But if you want to be able to watch Ball Talk, Sanford, Johnny, it's going to be a great show here as they continue to talk Boise State sports, college sports. If you're excited about Ball Talk and what they have going on, you got to be a paying subscriber to BNN. So jump in now, $5 a month, support our coverage, and we're looking forward to a great year. As I said, heading down to pre- and post-game shows. We'll be live on the field. Hopefully this Starlink's good enough. I'll get one in time, and we'll be live on the field at Raymond James Stadium with a 2-hour pregame show using our Starlink internet. So we're excited about the plans we have for pregame, for postgame. It's going to be a lot of fun. I hope you'll make plans to join us, and that includes our away game watch party. A week from Thursday, you can join us at Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. We're going to have Nathan and Chris and Michael Callahan doing the show out there. Michael Callahan, Nathan Carroll, Chris Van Sickle, live post-game show from Uncle Bob's Pizza. You can watch the game with them next Thursday, 3:30. They're going to have drink specials, giveaways, raffles, all kinds of cool stuff. So if you don't have plans, come watch the official BNN watch party next Thursday for the season opener and for all away games. Uncle Bob's Pizza in Meridian. And how about this? See that Thursday special right there? Half off drinks, half off all beer, wine, and cocktails all day. Well, they're keeping that going for the game next Thursday. Half off drinks. We're talking like $2, $3 beers, all kinds of seltzers, all kinds of beverages, half off for the game tomorrow. So next Thursday, take a half day off work. Come on down, 3:30 game, and watch the game with friends at Uncle Bob's Pizza. Great pizza, great food, great atmosphere. If you've never been there, awesome spot, and we appreciate Burke and team for teaming up with us on that. We're super excited about it. And the new this year is we'll have the post-game show kickoff there, and then they'll do an hour or so, take your questions, your thoughts, all that, and then I'll jump in at the end, or I guess the second half of the show. I'll take over from the press box down in South Florida with the interviews, with my analysis, with my thoughts. But we don't want to have to make you wait an hour to get your post-game comments, thoughts, and heard. So we're going to kick off that post-game show right away when the game ends, and you guys can jump in for that as well. So a lot of great things happening at Bronco Nation News. Appreciate all you guys that have already subscribed. If you haven't, help us out if you can. $5 a month at BroncoNationNews.com. And we're very excited about football season. Excited to have it here. Excited for the Riley and Ridge show tonight. Johnny and Ball Talk show with Sanford starting tomorrow night. So now evening programming twice a week. You have your morning show 5 days a week at 9 a.m. So we're expanding the programming here, and we're very appreciative of all you guys. So thank you so much. Bronco Nation News, BroncoNationNews.com. Go subscribe. Go visit Jackson's. Get your trading cards. And we'll see you tonight, 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock, the Riley and Ridge Show. It's coming tonight. Hope you'll join us in person. If not, we'll see you on YouTube. We'll be outside on the patio at the James Kitchen and Bar, 8 o'clock tonight. Have a great day, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.
Bronco fans, the new Boise State trading cards are here, and you can only get them at Jackson's.
Start collecting them today.
Jackson's, let's go!